muchachos and muchachas. I've got a lot of energy this morning. I had a good sleep. Didn't have to put a 3-year-old to bed, so I just went to bed. It was fabulous. But today's video is going to be all about my favorite ages between newborn and 3. I have worked in daycare, I have worked as a nanny, so I know a lot about many different ages, but as a mum, I only know newborn to age 3. So I'm only going to cover those ages because that's what I think is fair, because as a mum, you know, they're a little bit different for you than they are for another person. Like, every single child that I've ever looked after has been an absolute angel. And I'm assured that, that's not the word I want to use, but I'm sure that the mums have all had moments with their kids and gone, I don't understand why he's an angel for you. But yes, that is my story, and that is what we're doing here today. But first, I'm packing a baby bag. My 6-month-old has a 6-month-old check. And then, when I get back, we're gonna get juicy. Spill that beans. Isolation's making me not okay. Just so everyone knows. So we're gonna have this chin wag while I do the dishes. So excuse me running the tap. So, newborn. Yeah, they're cute, they're squishy, they're cuddly. Do not rate. It's exhausting having a newborn. They can't communicate, they can't tell you what's wrong with them. So you literally have to go through a list of things, and people just say, well, the list isn't that bad, isn't that long. It's just, are they hungry? Have they wet their nappy? Do they need to go to sleep? Nah, honey, that's not all. It's, do they have gas? Is their belly sore? Do they have a headache? Yes, newborn babies can get headaches. Didn't know that. Didn't know that until the second time around. Like, they can't tell you what's wrong, and I find it stressful not being able to ease whatever pain or whatever it is that's going on. And they just scream. Especially if you've got a baby with silent reflux. It takes a long time to figure out that that's what it is. Like, most people that I've spoken to that have had a baby with silent reflux, they're 6 weeks old before anyone knows it's silent reflux. That's a long time to have a screaming baby that's in pain and not knowing that it's silent reflux. And then you get to the 4-month leap. We didn't really have that this time. The 4-month leap was a walk in the park. He's still sleeping. Well, no, he woke up once for a week, I think. When it came to the 4-month leap. Yeah. But 6 months old. They're so squishy, and like, they're learning to do things. Like, our second child is currently 6 weeks. Whoa, 6 months old, and I am loving it. Like, when I first found out that we were pregnant again, I was like, we get to do 6 months old again. Woo! Because everything is so exciting, because they're starting to be able to do things. Like, yes, they get super frustrated because they can't crawl or walk, especially when they have older siblings and they see them doing those things. But they are squishy. They're always smiling. It's the age where they're learning to cuddle you back, and you just melt when they nuzzle into you, and they're like, And our boy has recently just started, every time he gets tired, he plays with his hair and starts going, I'm like, I can't. You can't get any cuter than this. One is easy. One is a walk in the park. Now remember, guys, I'm speaking through my personal experiences from my own children. I'm no expert on child personalities, developmental thing. I have no idea what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to say something. Like, I'm no expert. This is literally just going off what my kids are like. But age 1, walk in the park. Walk in the park. My first wasn't walking yet, so he was frustrated about not being able to walk when his other friends were walking, because he had friends that were walking already at 1, so he felt left out. But it was easy. He would sit chill with some snacks, and he would play for hours on it, and I would get housework done. I can't put my newborn baby down and he can chill. Like, there is no housework with a newborn baby. Okay, let's go with that. 6 months is when the housework starts getting back on the program. Especially because they're feeding themselves. Yes. Is he having some lunch? Yes. He's having some macaroni and avocado. We do baby-led weaning with him. With our first, we did purees, only because he wasn't interested in feeding himself. Loved food, didn't want to touch it, didn't want to do anything with the spoon. Where this boy, Mr. Koala Man, loves to touch the food. So when it comes to trying to feed him yourself, no hope. So when I say we, I mean me. My husband works too many hours to even contemplate having a decision on how we feed the baby. Yeah. So now I've gotten sidetracked and I don't remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Anyways, whatever. Age 2. This is when things get a little bit tricky. So they see the other kids at the park and whatnot, and they want to interact and do exactly what they're doing, but they're not quite there yet. So there's a little bit of FOMO going on. If you don't know what FOMO is, it's fear of missing out. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what FOMO is these days. Is there anywhere you didn't put the macaroni? What was I saying? Yeah, so age 2, it's more just the struggle of trying to explain to them why they can't do what the other kids are doing yet. You don't like that one? You don't like that one? So yeah, there's that, but I mean, you get that with every age. But everyone says terrible 2s. We did not get terrible 2s, but holy moly did age 3 slap us in the face like we weren't knowing it. We are getting 3-nagers galore. Everything is, but why? My favorite, and it shouldn't be my favorite, but it is my favorite thing that he says is, I'm the boss. Now, honey, you're not the boss, you're the kid. No, Mummy and Daddy is the boss. But no, Daddy's not a boss at all, apparently. Apparently, Mummy and Marshy are the boss. And we have a really easy kid. Like, in comparison to a lot of other kids, like, we really can't complain, and we really shouldn't even make a deal out of it. But for us, he is testing those boundaries, seeing how far he can push us until he has to go in timeout and things like that, which is normal behavior for a 3-year-old. Totally normal. But, again, I still would pick a 3-year-old over newborn, because you can reason with a 3-year-old. You can compromise with a 3-year-old. Well, with my 3-year-old, you can do these things. So I'm like favoring the 3-nagers over newborn still. Like, if I could give birth to a 6-month-old and just start from 6-month-old, I'd be cheering. Like, I have had a little look into fostering, but unfortunately we live in a 3-bedroom house, and if you want to foster a child where I am in New South Wales, you have to have their own bedroom for them, which completely understand that. Like, obviously you want them to have their own space so they can feel like they can go into their little cave if they're feeling, overwhelmed with how the family's working for the first month or so. So I completely get that rule, because, as humans, in situations that we haven't been in before, in households we haven't been in before, we do sort of hide away. And so they definitely do need their own space. So if we had a 4-bedroom home, I would have put my name on the list ages ago and said, I'm happy to foster any age, just, for however long they need until they get, a permanent family. Because I love children. I adore children. I've worked with children my whole life. My very first job was as a nanny when I was 14. So, yeah. And I've experienced every age. Oh my god, it's in the background. This photo! That's of Marshy when he was a baba. He's about 6 months old in that photo. With his little baba. Oh honey! Oh honey! You've put your macaroni all over the floor. You want this one? Yeah. You gotta eat your avocado and your macaroni, please, as well. You can't just have crackers. Oh yeah, don't panic, guys. It's not actually crackers. They're like puffed corn or something like that. So they just mush into pretty much nothing. They do say on the box 7+ months, but second time round mum, I know what happens when they eat them, and I know that they just disintegrate into nothing. So don't freak out. Not to mention CPR. Yeah, because I've worked with every age, I know certain ways on how to deal with certain situations. So I was like, I'd love to, but yeah, we can't. But yeah, I have to say, newborn, not a fan. Like, obviously there's nothing that compares to holding your newborn for the first time after they're born. Like, that feeling is the most amazing feeling in the world. But 6 months up is what I like. 8, when they turn 8, especially if you have a boy, brace yourselves, honey. Brace yourselves. They're beautiful, but whew, gosh, they're cheeky when they turn 8. It's like they get like a surge of testosterone. So, oh, squishy. But yeah, that is what I think of these ages. Yeah, so adore 6 months. 6 months would have to be my most favoritist age ever, ever, ever.
Like, as if this is not the cutest age in the world. It's not. It is. He's a squishy pie. He's a squishy pie.
Yeah, I love it. It's adorable. But anyway, thank you for watching this little bit of a... It's turned into more of an age rant confusion. I hope you could follow my jargon. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.